What happens when the weight of being invisible finally breaks you? For 16 years, I lived in the shadow of my younger sister, Lily, whose illness consumed our family like a relentless tide. I'm Emma, the older daughter, the one who was supposed to be strong, to understand, to never complain. But today, something inside me shattered, and I couldn't stay silent anymore. Lily was born with a rare heart condition, a fragile thread tying her to life. From the moment she arrived, my parents' world revolved around her. Doctor's appointments, surgeries, endless nights at the hospital, every resource, every moment, poured into keeping her alive. I was 6 when I first realized my role, the helper, the one who didn't need attention. Mom would say, "Emma, you're healthy. Be grateful." Dad would pat my head absently, his eyes fixed on Lily's monitors. I learned to cook my own meals, do my own laundry, and smile through it all. But gratitude is a heavy burden when it's all you're allowed to feel. School became my escape. I threw myself into studies, joined the debate team, and even won a scholarship for a summer art program. I thought, maybe, if I shone bright enough, they'd see me. But every achievement was overshadowed. When I showed Mom my painting, she nodded distractedly, muttering about Lily's new medication. When I aced my exams, Dad promised a celebration, but it was canceled for another emergency surgery. I swallowed the hurt, telling myself Lily needed them more. She was sick. I wasn't. But the cracks were forming. I'd lie awake, hearing Mom's soft sobs through the walls, Dad's exhausted sighs, and Lily's weak coughs. I loved my sister, her gentle smile, the way she'd sketch with me when she felt strong enough. But love didn't erase the ache of being unseen. My 17th birthday was the final straw. I'd planned a small party, just a few friends, hoping for one day that was mine. I'd saved up for a cake, decorated the living room with streamers I made myself. But that morning, Lily had a fever. The hospital called. My parents rushed out, promising to be back by evening. They weren't. My friends left. The cake sat untouched, and I cried alone in the dark. The next day, I snapped. It wasn't planned. I walked into the living room, where Mom was sorting Lily's pills, and Dad was on the phone with the insurance company. Lily was asleep on the couch, her frail body wrapped in a blanket. The words spilled out before I could stop them. "Do you even know I exist?" I shouted. Mom froze, her hands trembling. Dad hung up, staring at me like I was a stranger. "All I've done is try to be okay for you, but I'm not. I'm not okay." My voice broke, tears streaming down my face. "I'm your daughter too. Why doesn't that matter?" The room was silent, the air thick with shock. Mom's eyes welled up, and Dad looked like I'd slapped him. I hated how guilty I felt, but I couldn't stop. I told them about the birthday they forgot, the art program I couldn't attend because they needed the money for Lily's treatment, the nights I felt like a ghost in my own home. "I love Lily," I said, my voice softer now, "but I'm here too. I need you too." Lily stirred, her eyes fluttering open. I braced myself for her hurt, but instead, she reached for my hand. "I'm sorry, Emma," she whispered. I didn't know. Her words broke me all over again. I knelt beside her, sobbing, as she squeezed my hand with what little strength she had. My parents joined us, their arms wrapping around both of us for the first time in years. Mom apologized, her voice choked with regret. Dad promised things would change, that they'd try harder to see me. It wasn't a fairy tale ending. Life with Lily's illness would always be hard. But that day, something shifted. We started small family dinners where we talked about my day too, a sketchbook Mom bought me, a promise to celebrate my next birthday properly. I learned to speak up, to demand my place, not out of anger, but out of love for myself and my family. Lily and I grew closer, sharing our fears and dreams in a way we hadn't before. Fighting back didn't mean tearing us apart. It meant rebuilding us, piece by piece, into a family where no one felt invisible. I'd spent years thinking strength meant silence, but I was wrong. Strength was the courage to say, "I matter too." And in that truth, we found our way back to each other.